I have all these and I haven't even used them. And I have all of, if you just look at this, like if you just look at all these characters, look at, there's no end for this. Look how many characters, awesome characters I have. I look at this, it just keeps going, guys. There's literally nothing I can do with these. I cannot even scrap them, I cannot even use them. This is it. Like, welcome back to my video, guys. I know it's been a while, but I think we need to talk because this game has some issues which needs to be discussed. I just wanted to let it out and just say what I think about certain things that have been happening lately in the game. Now, before we go, I just wanted to say that we have created a new server specifically for something which I call the Puzzle Tales Player Council, which is a place where people can gather long-time players who know how the game works, who want to see the game improve, and who want to discuss with other fellow veteran players about potential game issues, suggest things, you know, just help out each other, and then we can present it as a big team, as a massive team to the developers, because I guess it can maybe make a difference if it's just a lot of people all agreeing on certain things instead of just one person reporting for feedback on the official developer platform. And yeah, just make sure you join. There is a link in the description below for Discord server, and everyone is welcome, literally. Let's go, let's gang up together and just hopefully make the game better. But I just wanted to talk about some of my game issues which I've been having, and I think a lot of you are gonna agree with me. So yeah, let's just get it out of the way. Now let's talk about the new event first of all. Now let's talk about the positives of this event. It's a new type of event which I like. Obviously I've seen this event in the previous games by Next Games, so this is not a really new event for me, but it's new for this game, which is nice. So we have a week to basically do a lot of damage with characters and dices, and then we're gonna be able to get rewards by reaching certain milestones. This is a really cool way to, as a community event, to gather up and do something together. Yeah, so the positive, it's a new event, I like it. The damage, it basically takes the damage done from dices and characters from every single game mode. It's not limited to one game mode, because for instance, if it was only for H and L, I have done all the floors on H and L, so basically I wouldn't be able to do anything like many others. So I'm glad they are doing it for the portal and even for chapters, because I know some people have already finished all the chapters and all the floors, so the only thing they can do is portal and club boss. So this is really nice, I like that. Now we're getting more rewards added to the game, which is nice. This is also really cool. There's also new ways to get ultras, because they're giving you a guaranteed ultra, plus they're giving you 2 other ultras you can obtain by doing damage with dices. Now this is one of the things I don't like about this event. So basically at 14 trillion and at 25 trillion, they're allowing you to pick a character based on the damage you do with certain color dices. Let's say they're giving you 1 color character for each color, and then let's say if you're using mostly blue dices, basically in the totally, by taking everybody's participation, if the most dices combinations are blue, they're gonna give out the blue character for 14 trillion, which is gonna be Hopper Sheriff in this case. For me personally, I only need from the 14 trillion one, I need Bob, who is not a max out ultra for me, Santa Bob, and then for the 25 trillion I need Chrissy, and then that means that I have to play with with red characters and then with yellow characters to increase my rates, because obviously if it's not just based on me, based off everybody that plays the game, but I don't want to be forced to use a certain color of characters or match certain color of dices if I don't want to. This is something I don't like, because in red characters are the best characters in the game, and greens for poison, and it doesn't necessarily mean that if I want to beat a mission, I don't want to be forced to use yellow when I know I'll be losing the mission probably, because yellow characters are not that great. I don't like being forced to use a certain color or make certain matches of dices just to meet the event requirements. Here, what would be nice, I guess this needs to be coded, but if you have a choose an ultra shard, like a new type of shard, which can give you basically a way to pick up an ultra you want. So the way they're listing you a bunch of ultras, and then you can pick one yourself, just get one of them. Let's say the way they list 5 ultras and you pick one Alright, you don't need to do this of dices and stuff. So this is gonna be give us more of an option, because we can pick the character we really need, maybe a character we don't have maxed, as opposed to being forced on a character because all these other players are using this color and they're gonna give you this character because of that, but you already have the character maxed. See what I mean? So having like maybe like a choose an ultra type of shard where you can have a list of ultras and you pick one, and that's like a new way to get ultras. That would be amazing for the future iteration of this event, if they actually do this event. Speaking of events, where are the monthly challenges? We haven't had those in a while. I like those guaranteed ultras there because they give you shards. Yeah. So I think the rewards here are also not that great. I mean, I'm fine with the XP goo and coins and stuff, but the diamonds, why would they give you 200 and 400? The rates are already so bad that they're giving you only they should give you like 2,000, 3,000 diamonds, guys. This is literally a joke, this type of diamond rewards. I think it's just like a joke for me personally. It's only rewards. What can you do with 200 diamonds? I don't think you can even buy anything in the shops with 200 diamonds. This is literally the most useless reward you can get. They should give you at least 3,000 here. Yeah, this is something I also don't like about the rewards. But other than that, it's an alright event, so yeah. Now let's move on to some more serious game issues, and let's talk about the summon rates. Now, going into the summons, let me just refresh real quick. But going into the summon rates, I just want to compare the ultras we had and the rates we had now compared to the rates we had when the game came out on Netflix. So the game came out 4th of November 2022, and today is the 29th of January 2024. If you look at this table, in the beginning we had 15 ultras and now we have 34 ultras. It's crazy. And just in the last month we had 3 ultras added. We had Santa Bob, which was added on the 18th of December. Afterwards we had Blue Jonathan on the 22nd of December, and then now this month on the 15th of January we have another ultra, which is a Green Wheel. So in a month's time we had 3 ultras added, and further diluting the pool because pretty much these ultras are useless. Santa Bob was probably the best ultra added so far in the last 4 months. Chrissy, Max, Jonathan and Will, they're just specific characters for certain missions and pretty much trash in most of the game modes. I do have to say that. 15 ultras, now we have 34 ultras. The rate in the beginning to pull ultras from summons was 0.26%. Now with 34 ultras, the rate has dropped to 0.11%. Crazy, right? And it's getting worse. It's getting worse, guys. It's getting worse. Now, if you look at the guaranteed ultras, the ultra shards, which gives you guaranteed, so you have 100% chance to pull an ultra. In the beginning, for 15 ultras, the rate was 6.66%. Do you know what the rate is right now? It's 2.94%. Look at the rate drop to pull a specific ultra. This is crazy, guys. This is just literally like this is horrible. Like, this game has one of the worst summon rates, or the rates to pull premium characters in pretty much any gacha game I've played. Literally, like, they should have at least 0.50% or 1% chance per character. Like, this is really low. 0.11%. Like, are you kidding me, guys? How likely is it to pull a character you really need or want? Let's say they add a new character, 0.11% to pull the character. This is crazy. And that's why I'm saying, guys, again, giving you 3,000 diamonds will make a difference because of how bad the rate is. So that's why giving 200 diamonds is a big joke for me, because first of all, you cannot even use one summon because you need 200 diamonds, and second of all, you cannot even buy anything in shop with 200 diamonds. Yeah, this is the rates are just horrible, guys. This is literally one of the things that makes people quit, because you cannot pull the characters you like, the characters you want, or the new characters that come up. And is just making people frustrated, because even lately I've not been pulling ultras a lot. I've been summoning every day, and literally nothing comes out of it. Like, it's crazy. Alright, let's stop talking about this. It's an issue. It needs to be fixed. Whether the rates are going to be increased, you're gonna add new ways to get ultras, like choose an ultra shard like I suggested for the event. Have different colored banners weekly. Change the banners instead of just having one banner with all the characters. Maybe red, green, blue, every colored banner. Mix banners with different characters, but maybe instead of having 34 ultras in the banner, have 5 or 10 characters, which are gonna obviously, even at 4% chance, it's gonna have a high rate to pull these characters. But definitely they need to do something about it. And I think I've seen it in the calendar, the roadmap, that they are planning eventually to do something, but they need to do this ASAP, because they're gonna lose a lot of players because of the lack of being able to pull any characters really want or need. Now let's talk about the other thing, which is Hawking Heroes. Now this is a new feature which basically, as of today, it's unlimited levels. This is gonna kill the game eventually, I do have to say this, because for the new players it's hard to farm resources because you're capped at the limit of the coins, XP and goo you get daily is limited to doing portal, club boss, and to get them from the resource generator, because the resources you get from HNO floors and the campaigns and the Hellfire campaigns and the chapters is fixed after you complete those missions. Like me, for instance, for HNL or for the Hellfire campaigns, which I've done, you cannot get these rewards anymore. So it's a one-time thing, and once you've done it, you're sort of limited to getting this certain amount of resources, and then every day you can only farm this limited amount of resources from daily quests, resource generator, portal, and club boss. You're limited, and there is nothing you can do about it. Basically, if somebody had more resources than you, there is no way you can catch up to that player, because you cannot really get more resources than them, because everybody's capped at the same amount of resources every day. Let's say if you do chapter, I'm on chapter 21 at the moment, on mission I believe like 12, this is the resources I get per hour. And the maximum you can get is by beating chapter 21, which is the max chapter right now. You're gonna be capped at a little bit more resources than that per hour, and that's it for everybody. It's the same. So you can never get more resources than any other player. So if you started late the game, then you're gonna be having hard time catching up with those guys. And yeah. So now I'm already stuck with the hero level at the moment, because I'm recording them up till 1000 for my alliance, as I promised people. I know resources are going to be an issue because of how little you get, and especially with the investigations right now. As you can see, you're capped. The maximum you can get is 2.5 million, and you have to wait 7 days for that. So they need to urgently add more investigations you can run. Potentially a way to remove investigation you don't really need, so like re-roll investigations so you get new missions. And maybe reduce the time that you get to unlock these, or have some way to speed it up, or insta finish it with maybe a new item or something you can farm, because at the moment it's really hard to get, and I know I'm gonna be stuck when I use all these resources, because now it's unlimited. I'm gonna be stuck as well, and then it's gonna be like one level every day or something like that, because you get a little amount of resources. So the progression is gonna be slowly fast, it's gonna drop, it's gonna drop really fast. So this is a very big issue for me, because for new players it's already hard to get resources to get their gaming table to level 240. For veterans like me, high-end players, you have no resources to farm. Basically there isn't like a mission you can farm daily, like unlimited time to just get a bit of resources all the time. You only have the portal, club boss, and then resources generator, and a bit of the daily missions and investigations, and that's it. Once you do those every day, I think it's like 5 minutes for portal and like 2 to 5 minutes for club boss, and you collect the resources, you do the daily. That's it. You cannot do anything else. You cannot farm resources. You're done. Even now, of course I started buying this every day because I need the coins, and potentially later I'm gonna need the goo and the XP as well. But yeah, it is what it is. This is the issue right now with Hawking Heroes, and they need to address it because it's a new feature, and this new feature has actually overwritten a lot of the other features in the game, like the amount of resources you get. Now I'm gonna talk about another big issue, which is Club Boss, and I know that they're gonna be reworking this in Club Boss 2.0, but at the moment there is a major issue because with the Hawking Heroes and what's happening right now, we have reached the maximum amount of Club Boss you can play. 44 is the maximum amount. Because we're beating every day, we're literally replaying the same boss every day. We're not even being demoted anymore because we're always beating it. And it's funny because after boss, I think boss 30 was the max before, developers started adding Hawking Heroes levels weekly or bi-weekly, and obviously in the last couple of weeks it was weekly. But they basically been trying to force us to stop beating the bosses. But what they're doing basically is They will be releasing new bosses, right? So let's say they release up to boss 35, then up to boss 40, now up to boss 44. But basically, they'll be trying to stop us by making the bosses harder. So for instance, because we're so strong with the Hawking Heroes levels, they'll be add like the 100 million shield to the boss. When you hit him with a bunch of dice, he's gonna get 100 million shield, so it's gonna be impossible to do any damage. Even poison is gonna be weaker on that. But then characters like Dustin and Steve who remove shield, you can use those and charge of the dice and do a crazy amount of damage. And then later what they do is they added a lot of damage to the boss, so one hit is gonna insta-kill the characters because the boss will do like 100 million damage, even like a 1 billion I believe, with bosses 41 and above. And then they will be having the boss every turn, he will get a shield, so that it's gonna be even harder to do that. But what they're doing is basically I find this hilarious, they shot themselves in the foot with this, because at the moment, like, they would make the bosses harder for us not to progress, but at the same time, they'll be releasing new Hawking Hero levels. And because of the crazy amount of damage you do, for instance, right now, I think it's unlimited. And you can see, I think the maximum of damage right now is over 200 million. 202 million. And they will be basically releasing new Hawking Hero levels, and at the same time, they'll be making the club boss tougher to beat. But then they'll be contradicting themselves, because as soon as they make the boss harder, they would release more Hawking Hero levels. So it was a lot easier for us to pick up this team, which worked well, and beat all the bosses. So they would be like, why would you release new levels when you don't have any club bosses to beat? Like, it's the same rewards, the same type of boss you fight, just different like tougher, a little bit tougher on damage. But if you can build up a lot of dodge and stuff, it's easy. Like, make the boss harder, but at the same time release more levels and increase character damage. It doesn't really make sense, because as soon as you make the boss harder and you release more levels, you can beat the current boss, which you just made harder. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot with this. And now what they realize is that's impossible, because they made it unlimited. They capped the boss to 44, and now because you beat it every day, basically the highest damage they have coded right now is 1.99 billion, and that's it. They cannot raise the boss. Like, the way it was 999 million before, now it's 1.99 billion, so they cannot even raise the boss health. And because of they're increasing the Hawking Heroes, we're doing crazy amount of damage, and basically 5 people can beat now every single boss in the game, up to 44. You only need like 5 people. They have like 8 Hawking Heroes, 1,500 or something. And that's what they shot themselves in the foot. So what I think they're doing now is they're just gonna release it for unlimited amount of levels, and then they're gonna hopefully push out the Club Boss 2.0, which is gonna override the new Club Boss to make it balance with the Hawking Heroes level feature. Because this Club Boss mode right now, the way it is, it's not built for the Hawking Heroes levels, so they need to change that ASAP. Otherwise, this mode is basically, the only thing is useful is that you get a good amount of resources every day, and that's it. That's that. Leaving the Club Boss, we're talking about another issue right now, and this is, for instance, we have gear. Gear has become obsolete because the amount of the amount of health and damage you get is crap compared to look at this. Look at the damage this guy has when he's like Hawking Heroes level 3940, which is the new max level. Look at this. What's 1000 when you have 888 million, guys? And it's crazy how many resources I spent, how many coins I spent, and this is all you can do is nothing. Like, they need to make this a percentage of their character health and damage to make the equipment necessary, or they can just delete the equipment feature overall and refund the coins we used, because this is crazy, guys. This is such a useless feature at the moment. Again, this is a downside to Hawking Heroes levels, because Hawking Heroes wasn't thought out before when this was introduced. This was bugged before the Netflix version came, the equipment system, but now they need to override it and change it the same way they need to change Club Boss, because the new Hawking Heroes system has changed the way some other systems work, and they need to all be updated to function correctly. So this is another feature that needs to be reworked, and it's an issue at the moment. Now let's talk about the issue of endgame players and nothing to do. Literally, when you complete chapter 21 NHL 480 and reach Club Boss 44, there is nothing to do every day. Daily, literally nothing to do. You just need to farm Portal and farm Club Boss. That's it. Nothing to do. And the rate is horrible. Even with all the resources you get pretty much no ultras. So this is a really big wall for the endgame players and the veterans of the game. Nothing to do here. and I think it's really kind of frustrating for me personally, because first of all, it gets boring. You really want to leave the game because there's nothing to do. But then again, because obviously I make videos from time to time and I have a big alliance of 6 clubs, it kind of keeps me going. But if I was a normal player, I probably would have quit by now because of the lack of things to do. And even if you look at the shops right here, there is nothing really to buy, guys. With the amount of diamonds you get from bosses and the portal and the investigation and everything daily, as you can see, I have bought pretty much all I need, because 2-star awesome characters are trash. They literally need to be able to we need to be able to sell these characters for coins, period, or other resources, because they're just nothing to do, guys. Look at this. I have all these and I haven't even used them, and I have all of, if you just look at this, like if you just look at all these characters, look at, there's no end for this. Look how many characters, awesome characters I have. I look at this, it just keeps going, guys. There's literally nothing I can do with these. I cannot even scrap them, I cannot even use them. This is it, like, oh my days. There's nothing to do with them. And if you look at the scrap store, because you get so many shafts, like you get a lot of these 1-stars from the summons. I have bought every single ultra this month, and the month has not even ended yet, and I still have enough to buy another one for the next month. And this is gonna accumulate quickly, because I'm gonna be basically getting a lot more tokens than what the shop offers. So ideally, it's best if they offer more ultras here to buy with these tokens, or just let us to buy maybe coins or other resources with the scrap tokens as well. The amount of resources for the scrap tokens now you get is a lot from what the shop has to offer, and every month this is gonna stack up, and you're gonna have a lot of excess tokens at the end of every month. So yeah, these shops are as well, because gear is so useless right now. The club store is also useless at the moment, because these characters that they have are all characters which I have maxed. I don't even need to spend resources on those, like tokens, and the gear is useless at the moment unless they change the gear mechanic to maybe have a percentage or something. Or potentially have the gear upgrades happen like that. Because the coins right now are gonna go for the unlimited Hawking Heroes levels, and nobody's gonna spend coins on gear, because this is the most useless thing one can do. And veteran players like me, I've upgraded tons of gear just to make my character stronger before the Hawking Heroes came out, and now there's nothing really point of gear, because as I already said it multiple times. So this shop is pretty useless at the moment. So they need to do something with this shop. There is nothing you can do. This shop as well, with these awesome tier characters, they're so useless. These characters as well, I have them all maxed out. For me, is useless. Potentially goo, even with this amount of goo, this is nothing. With the amount of goo you need to spend for the higher Hawking hero levels. Again, this portal shop is also useless. So these two shops are all useless. This shop is somehow alright, because you have ultra shards, you have coins, you have some other resources here, but obviously the bottom part here is useless with gear, and that's that. And with this upgrade tokens, it's useless. So there's a bit of use for this shop, that's it. And this shop is alright because we have this ultra guarantee, but that's it with the shops. Pretty much useless shops throughout. So yeah, a lot of the parts of the game need to be reworked. I hope the developers can rework those. I know there's going to be probably a February update, which is going to be a bigger update. Looking at the roadmap, they have an update coming up for Q1, and I think they usually, like even last year, it was a February update. I hope you get a major update with some good quality of life changes, good changes to the game, good additions to make us happy and continue playing, because I'm pretty sure I'm making I've been saying this to players, guys, if you're planning to quit, wait for the next update. Hopefully it's a good one. Maybe they're gonna finally release Club Boss 2.0 with leaderboards and new ways to play the Club Boss. But yeah, that's it pretty much. I think I've said everything so far I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, I know it's a longer video, but there's some things I just wanted to say about the game currently, and some of the issues I've been having. I hope you guys agree with me. I've been looking forward to what you guys think about these issues. Maybe you can list some other issues. These are the main ones which are really affecting me personally. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all in my next video.